You look awesome. What about what's going on where your Hitler mustache would be? Does that not grow there, or do you cut that, or you pull it apart?
So not anti-Semitic, it's just not there.
Yeah, you're the anti-Hitler. Couldn't even grow a Hitler if I wanted to. All right, top 5. These are just like basically. I don't know about you, but I have these things in my head that, like, I remember them from SAT, like studying. That like certain words.
See, mine are very, very liquid. They're constantly changing because I'll hear one. Yeah, that's a good one, and I'll use it for a few weeks, and I'll just forget about it.
What's the flavor of the week right now?
This one doesn't really apt. I've said apt a million times.
Apt, simple, short. Doesn't have to be big. Yeah. Doesn't have to be a hard word to spell. You're not going to win the spelling bee for apt, but you're going to win points, sounding smart when you say apt.
I guess I'll use that as my number one. It probably wasn't going to be my number one, but I will use apt as my number one because it is definitely my most used right now.
What does it really mean? It's like prone, right? Like you're apt to do something. You're prone to do it. Fancy.
Yeah. I also wouldn't have been able to define it. I'd have been like, you're just apt to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these words.
I said to Jared the other day, I was like, yeah, that's an apt comparison. Yeah, it's always an apt comparison.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's true. It's usually like there's a lot of words that that are just forever connected with a second term. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go this one. So mine are kind of the opposite of you. These are classics. These are ones that I have either been trying.
I was gonna say appropriate, but you said prone first. It's appropriate. I was right.
Wait, are you saying appropriate is a hard word?
No, apt is what it means.
Oh, I thought you were saying I was going to use appropriate as my word. I was like, dude,
no. I was going to say define it, but you beat me to it, so then you shamed me out of saying my answer. The definition 1 is appropriate or suitable for the circumstances.
That's pretty funny that someone was like, I'm sick of saying appropriate, so I'll just like cut the words out, put the T on there. It's now apt.
Yeah, how often does an abbreviation sound like the smarter one?
Appropriate. Easy peasy, bro. This word right here, I've been using since I was probably like 17, studying for this shit. Juxtaposed.
No, it's gonna be my one. That would have been my number one had I not said apt.
I think that I would be willing to bet that a lot of people's number one would be juxtaposed.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's the simplest, if you're comparing two things, you can juxtapose them. So you don't have to really be smart. You just have this one word in your holster. It's got an X in it. If you got an X in your word, that's pretty fucking legit. And it's kind of fun to say. Juxtapose. Let's go.
If it would be a good Scrabble word, it's a great fake smart word.
You would get so many points if you were to juxtapose on like a triple word score with a triple letter on the X. Woo, baby.
Okay. I got a list of things here. I'm trying to decide what order I'm going to go with. Juxtapose off the board. I'll go with a similar word, dichotomy.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's a great one. That, again, so useful, and you don't even have to be talking about like hard, like a serious topic. You could, there's a dichotomy with like your food you're eating, your sports you're watching. There's always dichotomies everywhere you look.
Dichotomy is a nice one. I don't know why. I don't know, but dichotomy is one that's definitely stuck with me. It almost sounds like Old English. Like I could see it written in that like Old English font. I don't know why.
Like
just
a big
picture in my head.
A big like cartoon D when you start off the page with it. I like that. My second word here, I think I've been using it incorrectly my whole life. No, I have been, but it doesn't make sense. Okay. Inexorable.
Whoa.
Yeah. So if things are inexorably connected, like you could, well, not anymore, but I was going to say like Brady and Belichick are like inexorably connected, or like peanut butter and jelly, inexorably connected. But the definition of inexorable.
This game, it's like the words you used to sound smart. It could also be called top 5 words you use wrong.
Yes. That's what I'm wanting. Inexorable means impossible to stop or prevent. So I guess when something's inexorably connected, it means it's impossible to separate them. So I've been using it right, but just not quite really. But see, that's one. If I say that, I'm in over my head. Like juxtapose, we all kind of know. Dichotomy, if I try to drop an inexorably, it's like, come on, dude, you're doing too much.
Yeah, that's the. I have some of those on my list where it's like when I say that, even I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, and it's like I hope no one else calls me out on this because I'm pretty sure I was using this wrong, but okay.
Yeah, this is definitely top 5 words used to sound smart / top 5 words you misuse.
Right. Top 5 words that actual smart people think you're dumb because you tried to use it incorrectly.
My number 3 actually isn't. My number 3 is again. I think this one. It's not a hard word, although I used it once. Okay, so it's aforementioned. But I remember like I almost can like pinpoint the day and the time when I was like, fuck college, this is stupid, and like stopped caring. And I was in a creative writing class at Florida State, and the entire class and the teacher agreed that I shouldn't have made up words in my story because I said aforementioned. And I was like, fuck all of you, fuck this is all bullshit, I'm out.
They said that wasn't a word?
No.
Like when people say like irregardless, they meant like it's just not used correctly, or they're saying you made up the term.
Make up words. And I was like, and I'm so easily swayed because a group of people were trying to tell me one thing where I was just like, oh, my bad. And I got home and I looked it up, and guess what? I was right that it's a word. And
yeah.
The teacher was like, yeah, we should try and steer clear of that. Like we understand what you're trying to say, but I was like, well,
no,
what I'm trying to say because I said a word.
I think that maybe I pronounce it differently or wrong. I think I would say you gotta hit the aforementioned.
Yeah,
I would say the aforementioned, and that's out.
No. Aforementioned.
Aforementioned. And it's so like, you could just say like, the thing I was talking about before. The aforementioned is
right. It sounds lawyery.
Yeah, big time. This is all bird talk. This is all bird law.
Yeah.
Bird law. Aforementioned, henceforth, hitherto, all that shit. They're all like little connecting pieces that keep your sentence going. You know what I mean? Aforementioned, great one. I'm gonna go. This is such a stupid one. I can't believe they made a word this fucking difficult for just big fire. But conflagration.
Yeah. You use conflagration?
I will use. I write it. I won't say it because I actually, as I was about to speak it, I was like, conflagration. I don't know how to say it. I'll sneak that into a blog like twice a year. Anytime we're talking about big fire, I'll also use it in a way like if I'm saying like a song is fire, I'll slide that in there. And I don't think that's correct at all. But what is
you would say you'll describe a musical song as conflagration?
Yeah, like when I'm like running out of other ways to say fire, it's flames. Like when we were doing the the Millmore like Mount Vesuvius lava flames.
Yeah.
I'll throw in a conflagration. It's an extensive fire which destroys a great deal of property. I don't know why we can't just say like forest fire or wildfire, but conflagration, John. Learn it, know it. Anytime you say it, super smart.
All right. I'm gonna go subterfuge.
Oh,
because subterfuge makes like trickery sound like someone with his mustache.
Yeah.
Like that's how deceitful I am.
You're a spy. You're like James Bond type shit if you're doing subterfuge.
Yeah. That's what I do with this stash.
And you know what I think goes hand in hand with subterfuge? Obfuscate.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
You know, like I learned?
I was like obfuscating the evidence of me committing subterfuge or some shit.
Dude, it's always so weird too where you like learn. Like I remember where I was when I went, oof, good word. I was watching the show Dirty Sexy Money. You know that show?
I know the name, but I don't think I said it.
It was the dad from Parenthood is like a powerful lawyer. It's got Donald Sutherland, I believe.
Right.
It's like it's basically like it's almost like Arrested Development, but it's not funny. It's more of like a drama, and it's not like overly serious. But there's Donald Sutherland. I forget, but one like the dumb ditzy daughter was like she came out and yelled about subterfuge, and like I wrote that down. I was probably let's see when the show was on the air from 2007 to 2009. And at some point in 2008, I was like, I like that word.
That's mine. Me and the ditzy daughter. We're gonna say that shit. Let me go. This is my fourth pick. I'm gonna hit you with. You're gonna get a 2-for-1 right here because I absolutely don't know which is which, and I use them wrong all the time.
Oh, I think the daughter was Natalie Zay too, who I love.
Who's that?
She's Natalie Z or Natalie Zay. I don't know how you pronounce her name.
Oh, I'm looking at
she
her
was.
now. Yep. Yeah, she's is she in Californication? I feel like she's like a hot girlfriend somewhere.
She's Justified. She's
Justified.
She's
Oh, you know who too? The Following.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I know her from.
She's a weapon. I love her.
Yeah, she's sexy.
I back when we used to do like wake ups, I made Natalie Zay the wake up probably like 100 times. Like it would just be like usually you kind of make the folder and then you delete all the pictures off your computer. I just had the Natalie Zay folder ready to go. Like today's a Natalie Zay day.
Load it up. God, the good old days of wake ups when life was simple. Just find a girl and upload 350 pictures of her. I remember the first time I did a wake up, it was like 25 pictures long. I was like, wake up with Megan Fox. There was like 25 pictures of her. And Dave was like, the fuck is this? I was like, it's Megan Fox. He's like, yeah, you're like 275 pictures light. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, Uncle Buck uploads like every single picture of them on the internet. I was like,
yeah, we got away from that pretty quick. I was like, it was always funny with like what things you were passionate about. Like you could tell what things you liked about Barstool before you got here, and because that's what you worked harder on. But
right.
Like I'd never opened a wake up gallery or a smoke show gallery, so like I just didn't really.
And I certainly wouldn't click through like 278, 279, 301, 315. I mean, that's fucking lunacy. All right, so this is my 2-for-1 because I definitely don't know which is which, and I use them incorrectly all the time. Gesticulate and gregarious.
Gregarious is a good one.
They're interchangeable in my mind. I think gesticulate's moving your hands around. Gregarious is being like talkative.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're similar words, but like gregarious, yeah, it's like outgoing and things.
They're not. They both just start with G. But in my head,
okay.
Like I learned them at the same time, and it was gregarious, gesticulate, just regular gesticulate, and I just like, I guarantee you, if you search any of my tweets or blogs for that word, you'll find me using them incorrectly all the fucking time. But when I do nail it, sounds smart.
Last one, diatribe.
Oh, what's that like you go off on like a rant almost? You're on a diatribe?
Like because it's very like insulting, and it's like what are we on this fucking diatribe now for?
Yeah.
And it's one I like to use in arguments. Like, cause
you know what I think I'm gonna do from now on? When I make videos and people are like, oh, is that your rant? No. It's my diatribe.
My diatribe. Yeah.
I always felt that rant was kind of like sometimes I was ranting, but sometimes I was just like talking for a minute about a topic. I'm not always ranting. The daily diatribe.
Oh. That's like, yeah, dude, we were talking about this. You went off on this fucking diatribe. Yeah.
Goddamn right I did. Oh, that is a fucking great word. I'm gonna have to steal that one right from you. All right, my last one. I'm stuck between two. I'm gonna go with the harder of the two here. Fastidious. You know what that one is?
No. I'm gonna try and pretend.
Thought about it for a second. You're like, no. When you're like super focused and like detail oriented, and you're paying attention like every detail.
Yeah, I definitely don't know that one, Kevin.
Yeah. So like when you're committing subterfuge, you got to be very fastidious with your plan.
I can't go off on a diatribe.
I go off on a diatribe.
I don't know why I keep saying it as go off on a diatribe. It's just like a verbal attack, but for some reason I keep putting off with it.
Gotta go off. So that's it. We're smart people. If you use those words, you're smart. If you don't know those words, you're dumb. And I'm sure the beauty of this is there's so many words, John. There's so many words. Just like way too many words.
Yeah. I was going to use harbinger. Harbinger's a good one too. But that's like almost like a harbinger of death. That's like the only way you'd use it. Right.
I was going to say it's the only way. And I also think I would definitely have said harbinger. Is it harbinger? I don't know.
I think it's yeah.
I would have said harbinger. So you save me some embarrassment there.
Well, I don't know for sure. So these are all like the words that you second guess a lot. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Those are the words you say with one eye.
Definitely harbinger.
Yeah, one eye.
Harbinger.
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 There it is. Harbinger of death. Can you imagine making these words up? Can you imagine being like Shakespeare and just being like, I'm going to make up like a few hundred words and then everybody
made up aforementioned.
If I were you, I'd like track down that professor and be like, just wanted to let you fucking know that the aforementioned class I was in, you were fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Be more fastidious, you dumb bitch. I'm going to go off on a diatribe now. All right. So the point is everyone's got their own words. So tweet at us at KFC Radio. Let us know your favorite words that you think make you sound smart.